Good morning, first grade. We're going to start off with a group Unstoppable. Group today, keep turning your math books to page 307. For today's math lesson, you're basically going to learn how to apply addition and subtraction facts. You're going to be able to identify missing numbers. We will also be solving three-digit numbers. So let's take a look at number one. Number one wants us to write two addition facts and write two subtraction facts. So, nothing new. Start off by counting the dots, and we have 7 dots here. Now, how many dots do we have on this side? How many do you think we have here? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So class, what is 7 plus 5? What do you think that answer is? 12. Awesome. Next, you write the same thing. 5 plus 7. And that will give you what? What will 5 plus 7 give you? That will give you 12 as well. So that's how you solve number one. Let's move on to number two, dealing with the temperature. We have to guess the temperature. So looking here at the thermometer, I don't have my red marker, so I'm using my blue for today. Notice it goes past 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now, it's past the 60, but it's not quite at 70 yet. So it's like in between, like right past 60. So I'm guessing you could say anywhere between, maybe you could say 65, 64 is fine. As long as it's not quite 70, that is fine. Anything between 60 and 65, that's perfectly fine if you write that for that problem. Let's move on to the next question, number 3. All right, so when you work with 3 and 4, you have to divide. Number 3 wants us to divide the circle into halves, and number 4 wants you to divide the rectangle to thirds. So we're going to work on the circle together, and then you're going to try make an attempt for the rectangle. So divided in half, basically saying if you split in half, it's the same on both sides, okay? So I'll draw that line in between. Notice it's the same amount on both sides. So when you work with the rectangle for thirds, notice for thirds, there are 3 sides. Halves have 1, 2. When you draw the thirds, make sure there are 3 equal sides. So let's move on to number 5. Number 5 wants to count from 971, but here we're going up to a 1,000. Notice from nursery to kindergarten, you've been counting up to 100. Now, here in first grade, we have you try to count up to 1,000. Look how much progress we have made so far in counting. You have been doing an excellent job so far. So, the first one they give us is 971. Let me adjust my camera so you can see. Okay, so 971, 972, 973, 974, 975, 976, 977, 978, 979, 980. Next, we'll do the next one, 981. So that's why I will stop right there. I stopped at 981, but you're going to count all the way up to the number 1,000. Okay? So once you finish that, flip the page over to page 308, and let's take a look at number 1. Number 1 wants us to write the sums, and here we have start in the ones column first, then we make our way over the tens, and then the hundreds. So let's begin with number 1 on the next page. Okay, so here we have 253 plus 156. Excuse me, notice I have each column written as well. I have the ones, tens, and hundreds. And as we all know, we'll start off with the ones column first, so let's begin. So 3 plus 6. What is 3 plus 6? What's the answer there? That is 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. Next, let's move on to the next one. 4 plus 5. What is 4 plus 5? What's the answer 4 plus 5? That is 9 as well. And let's move over to a hundreds column. What is 2 plus 1? What is 2 plus 1? 3. So 243 plus 156. The answer will give you 399. So that's how you solve the problems for number 1. Remember, you start the ones columns first, make your way over to the tens, and then you move on to the hundreds column. Now, let's move on to number 2. Now, here we have Tanya and Tina. They had the same favorite ice cream flavor. You're going to use the clues to find that favorite flavor. Then you're going to circle the ice cream that is their favorite. Okay, so listen to the clues that I do give you. You also read the clues as well on your page. Letter A. It is not the flavor to the far left. So let me start off by reading the 4 flavors. Okay, so you have chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and peach. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and peach. Let's read letter A again. Letter A is not the flavor to the far left. So whatever the flavor to the far left is, you have to know your direction with the left is. It is not that flavor. It is not the flavor with just 5 letters in its name. It is not the flavor with just 5 letters in its name. So one of these flavors has 5 letters. So you have to count the letters. If it has 5, it's not that one either. Let's go over C. It is not the flavor beside chocolate. So it is not the flavor beside chocolate. I'm going to read A again. So A is not the flavor to the far left. So wherever the flavor is to the far left, cross that out. Here's the next clue. It's not the flavor with just 5 letters in its name. So whatever flavor has 5 letters, cross that out as well. Here's the last clue. It is not the flavor besides chocolate. So first, find the chocolate flavor, and whatever flavor is directly beside it, cross that out. So then you should be left whatever flavor that is, and you will circle Tanya Tina's favorite ice cream flavor. But let's move on to number 3. Number 3 wants you to write the missing numbers, but listen to this. You're doing it by either 1s, 2s, 3s, 5s, or 10s. So let's create the chart now. Let's begin with the chart. Okay, let's start off with the first chart. So we're trying to figure out what number are we counting by to fill in this first chart. So here we have 30, blank, 40, blank, blank, blank. So we're trying to figure out what set of numbers are we using to figure this one out. Let's try counting by 5s. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I think we got it. So we're counting by 5s. So 30, 35, 40, 45. I move out the way so you can see. Let me adjust this. So it looks better with the red marker. Yes, I found my red marker. So 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So what do you think this one we're counting by? What do you think the next one? Here we have 30. I missed the number 34. Wouldn't be by 5s. Let's try 1. 30, 31. It's not by 1s. And it can't be by 10s. How about 2s? Let's try 2s. 30, 32, 34, 36, 38. I think we found it. So, adjust it here. So here we have 30, 32, 34, 36, 38. And then you're going to figure out the rest of that chart. You're going to fill out the rest of that chart. So for the second one, you're counting by 2s. You're counting by 2s. The first chart, you're counting by 5s. This chart, you're counting by 2s. Let's try this one. Let's try 1. 31, 32, 33. Oh, yes, that works perfectly as well. So this next chart that I just filled in right here, you're counting by 1s. 30, 31, 32, 33. And then you're going to fill out that chart. Let's go to the next one. Let's see. So far we did 5s. We have worked on 2s. We have 1s. So we have 2 more numbers to count by. Let's look at this. 30. Let's try 10. 40, 50, 60. That's correct. So for the next chart, you're counting by 10s. 30, 40, 50, 60. You're going to fill out the rest. I'll write this one. 70. And then the last one, I think we're counting by 3s. That's correct. 33. 30, 33, 36, 39, and you're going to fill out the rest of that chart. So here we have 30, 33, 36, 39. Let's do one more together. 42. Okay, so this one you count by 5s. This row you're counting by 2s. The next row you're counting by 1s. This row you count by 10s. And this row you count by 3s. Woo, that's a lot of hard work. That's a lot of hard work. But you all students, you all can get it done. You're doing an excellent job so far when you're counting by these different numbers.